Shalom, giving all praise and all glory unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Kakwadash, double honors to the others and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Shalom to you, Arkin, pushing this word and labouring in this truth with faith and sincerity. We are the real Hebrew Israelites, the real Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians and West Africans predominantly. However, you're going to get Israelites that look like all nations because Israel has been scattered amongst all nations, so therefore we're going to look like all peoples. However, if your seed line, which is the line of your fathers, goes back to the man in the Bible named Jacob, who's then named Israel, then you too are an Israelite no matter what you look like. So, in this lesson, I want to talk about this article I was reading. It says, from the Evening Standard, disturbing CCTV footage shows Megan Newton's last moments as her killer calmly enters her flat before raping and murdering her. So, let's get into this. This is from Tuesday the 18th of February 2020. Let's watch this video here. After a night out, so she's leaving with some dude. They're seen walking home. Megan offers him a place to stay. They can be seen entering her flat. So there she is, and there's this Edomite with her, laughing and joking. And she lets this guy walk in there with her. A couple of hours later, Joseph Trevor leaves the building using Megan's key. He discards the key before leaving the area. In the next clip, the yellow circle highlights blood in his hand. Damn. Joseph Trevor pleaded guilty to 2 counts of rape and 1 count of murder. He was sentenced to life imprisonment and must serve a minimum of 21 years. So I don't want to watch the next video. So the point is, it says, horrifying CCTV shows the final moments of a talented student who was raped and murdered by a teenager who she offered a place to stay after a night out. Megan Newton, 18, was strangled and stabbed 9 times at her bedsit in Fletcher Road in Stoke-on-Trent in April last year. Moments earlier, the aspiring footballer had offered Joseph Trevor, now 19, a place to stay for the night after he claimed he was too drunk and high on drugs to go back to his parents' house. It's fucking ridiculous, man. Trevor was jailed for life with a minimum term of 22 years. On Monday, after he admitted to 2 counts of rape and 1 count of murder. In the chilling CCTV footage, which has now been released, Trevor can be seen following her into her flat at 3:45 a.m. These women, man, what the fuck are you doing out at 3:45 a.m.? Fucking ridiculous, man. Calmly waiting as she unlocks the door before following her inside. 2 hours later, the same camera captures the calculated killer slowly leaving, his arm stained with blood before he discards her front door key in a car park. Stafford Crown Court heard how Trevor had been arrested earlier in the evening after door staff at Clean nightclub Newcastle found a bag of ketamine on him. There's the woman here. Megan Newton was an aspiring footballer and planned to go to university. Fucking hell, man. Sports coach Miss Newton had been planning to go to university to become a sports therapist with hopes of a scholarship in the United States. You know, all those hopes and dreams got shattered to shit by the will of the Most High. When the club closed, Trevor, an acquaintance from school, told Miss Newton in the taxi rank that his parents would go mad if he arrived home in a drunken state. Look at this guy, man. Guy looks like a fucking orc, man. Some kind of gremlin, but he's just an Edomite. Joseph Trevor was jailed for 21 years and 65 days after admitting the rape and murder of Megan Newton. They took a taxi back to Miss Newton's flat, where he strangled her and stabbed her in the back 9 times. Adrian Keeling, QC, prosecuting, said it was not unusual for her to offer help. It was a typical act of kindness by her, and one that cost her a life. Though it wasn't an act of kindness, it was an act of stupidity that was set up to bring judgment from Yahweh Bar Hashem Yahweh Shai upon her. At some point in the next 90 minutes, the defendant had sex with her, strangled her unconscious, and stabbed her to death. It is uncertain in which order. He added that there was no evidence the deceased was sexually attracted to Trevor, although he would later lie to police he wrote to find her after having sex with him. What? You gotta be a fucking moron, man. You're living by yourself and you let some random dude just come and stay in your flat, man. Fucking hell. She was strangled unconscious but probably alive, and Trevor got a knife from her kitchen and repeatedly stabbing her with such force as some of the blows reached her lungs. Afterwards, a remarkably composed Trevor left the flat only to find the exit to the housing complex was locked. He returned to Miss Newton's flat, walking past his victim who he had left in utter indignity on her bed to get the key, allowing him to leave. He then threw the blood-stained fob away. Trevor's defense barristers... I always see spelling mistakes in these online articles, man. Trevor's defense barrister, Tim Hannum, told the court the client had shown remorse for the tragedy in which 2 young lives have been destroyed. How's 2 young lives been destroyed, man? You fucking murdered her, man. After the sentencing, Senior Investigating Officer, Detective Inspector Charles Hannon, said Trevor carried out a sustained and violent assault on Megan. She had kindly offered him a place to stay overnight because he had taken drugs and been stopped by police and was worried about returning home. In return, he attacked and killed her and left her lying in her own bed, while he let himself out and told no one what he had done. Megan was a young and gifted teenager who, through hard work and dedication, achieved so much, with opportunities to achieve so much more. Bullshit, man. She never had no more opportunities because her spirit was required in the spirit realm by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Trevor's actions have taken this away from Megan and a chance for her to have a family, to see her continue to thrive as a woman who they are rightly so proud of. Bullshit, man. Let me get some scriptures to edify this. What do we want to get? John 8:44, maybe. Let's try that. Just like you get rid of that. John 8:44. This is it. This says, "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it." This is speaking about you Edomites. This is aimed at the Israelites that were going off at the time, but it's also speaking about Esau, whose forefather was Cain. It says, John 8:44, "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it." Let me get Sirach 26. One down. This is Sirach 26:8. "A drunken woman and a gadder abroad causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame." So that woman who was out with this guy, this dude here, who was doing drugs and getting high, what do you think she was doing? She was probably doing drugs and getting high too. For her to have taken sympathy on his ass, to invite him back to stay with her. And what was she doing living by herself anyway? A drunken woman and a gadder abroad. A gadder abroad is a woman that don't stay in her place. Causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. So this woman had overmuch liberty. She was there living by herself, inviting this random dude to come in and stay with her. What the fuck did she expect to happen, man? Look at this guy's face. You see this guy's a damn devil, man. Sirach 26 and 22. A harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a terror against death to her husband. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. A shameless, Sirach 26 and 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Most High. Let me go back to Genesis 4 actually. Genesis 4 and 3. And in the process of time it came to pass that Cain brought the fruit. No, Slakia. I want to get a different scripture, Slakia. I shall read this and I'll get the next scripture. Genesis 4 and 3. And in the process of time it came to pass that Cain brought the fruit of the ground, an offering unto Yahweh. And Abel he also brought of the firstlings of his flock, and the fat thereof. And Yahweh had respect unto Abel and his offering. But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And Yahweh said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shall thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with his brother Abel. And it came to pass when they were in the field, Cain rose up against Abel his brother, and slew him. And Yahweh said unto Cain, Where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now thou art cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond thou shalt be in the earth. And Cain said unto Yahweh, My punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me. And Yahweh saith unto him, Therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken upon him sevenfold. And Yahweh set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. Now that mark that Yahweh set upon Cain was the mark of biblical leprosy, which is to look like this. No melanin in your skin, blue eyes, stringy, doggy stringy hair. That's leprosy. So, there's one more precept I want to bring out, Lord willing, if I could find it. Ezekiel 35 and 6, that's the one. It says, Therefore as I live, saith Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus I will make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut it off from him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And will fulfill his mountains with his slain men. In thy hills and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and the city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. Yep. So there you go. I wound and I heal. Let me find that one. Yeah, Deuteronomy 32 and 39. I'm going to close out on this one. So this is Deuteronomy 32 and 39. It says, "See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand." So basically, this woman that was killed fell into the hands of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and now she's in the spirit realm. So with that, giving all praise and all glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, arguing, pushing this word in faith and in truth and in sincerity. Shalom.